Hello everyone, this is R.A.Schwaller. I just felt compelled to read some brilliant words from the author R.A.Schwaller De Lubicz, one of the masters of decoding Egypt and Egypt's cosmology and cosmogony. I'll be reading from the book called The King of the Pharonic Theocracy that he wrote. This is really about the current paradigm we live in, the mind state of our technologically advanced society, our science, and the way in which we view reality as being materialistic, rationalistic, and technological. And this points quite a bit to the loss of sacredness in such a materialistic view. Here we go. The Two Paths of Liberation is the chapter. The scientific orientation of present-day thinking undermines churches and impairs faith, all to the benefit of the rational science. Human problems are neglected and give way to the Moloch machine, which already compels individuals to submit their lives to its demands. The machine imposes the limits of its possibilities after having falsely promised to place itself at the service of man. But a time will come when human problems will again be raised, as they cannot forever be avoided. These fluctuations in humanity's psychological historical history are cyclical, but the present crisis is particularly severe because the cult of intellectuality is in the process of reversing all traditions, obscuring and negating all the symbols of a metaphysics transmitted through theologies and mores. The impure can become pure through the process of elimination, but error can never be transformed into truth. A radical change is absolutely essential. Through the natural law of reaction, our thought orientation will itself create the instrument of its reversal. After the disappearance of the builders of Babel, the great questions will once again be raised. What is man? Where does he come from? Where is he going? What is it that animates him? He has a soul. Has he a soul? What becomes of it after his body's death? Is there such a thing as good and evil? Which affects eventual survival? And what is the nature of this survival? The formulation of these questions lacks precision, impaired as they are by an unconscious opposition. Rational physical man as opposed to some abstract state. One believes in the tangible body and doubts the possibility of a different state. One says that man has a soul, which is false. It is the soul that has man. From the most primitive cell to man, being animates the form. The latter is but the totality of passible and variable elements, each one of which is an open door for consciousness, the manifestations of these qualities of being. It is this existence aspect of being that imposes a surviving, a continuity in a new form after destruction of the present form. The end of Genesis, resurrection in oneness, can come about only through the acquisition in the body of all the life experiences. This can happen all at once in the course of the direct path, be it Horian or Christic, or else it demands numerous incarnations on the Osirian or indirect path. Such is the reason for the two paths. It is this complexity of all the phases and avatars of being which the myth describes. Here, the symbolique is indispensable because of the physical, mental, and spiritual universality of the various aspects of Genesis, as well as for evoking the intuition capable of leading to a sacred science no logic can reveal. The harmony equilibrating the universe is always ready to respond to the harmonic call of being incarnate, whatever its actual form, from mineral to man. His psychological consciousness, awakened by the faculty of negation, Man has the power of contributing to the realization of this propitious moment. The possibility arises here of a summons to the netter, and here netter means cosmic forces of nature. The possibility arises here of a summons to the netter, Egypt's constant prayer, whose meaning we have attempted to demonstrate elsewhere. So I know that's lofty language, but maybe play this again and think about it. What he's really pointing at is how rationalism, reductionism, materialism has taken hold of our minds, and thus we view the world or reality through that lens. And he's pointing that reductionism is such just an intellectual pursuit that it negates and loses the mystery and the sacredness that is being, that each individual human being, as well as other beings, have resonating within them. And one of the key points he says is that it's false that man has a soul. He's saying that the soul has man. And that's an interesting concept. That is a sacred concept from ancient times, basically saying that we are not first and fundamentally material beings. We're not economic beings. We're not commercial or commerce beings. We're not merchandise. We're not monetized. Our first and fundamental essence is a spiritual one. And it is the soul that has man, not the man that has soul. Thank you very much. If you enjoy, please share.